mid-July walk through the garden. The blueberries are producing a little bit. There's some berries on that bush. We have a volunteer tomato that's doing quite well among the blueberries and strawberries. Got some daisies. This is all covered with a bird netting so that they don't eat all the blueberries. The onions are starting to fall over. We got some bends here, which means that one's ready to pick. But then we still have some that are standing up that aren't ready yet. So they'll be over the next couple weeks. We'll be picking them. We have a giant volunteer potato coming out of the side of the compost. And just some potted tomatillos. Mr. Stripey tomato. This is a volunteer tomato with some pots of basil and oregano and rosemary around it. And then we have some white tomatoes back here in pots. And then all of our other sauce tomatoes out here. There's so many. It's wild. Tomato jungle. We have raspberries back here, which are about done. There might be a few left on there, but not many. And the calendula and the zinnias are going to be blooming here in a couple days. Those awful Japanese beetles that love the zinnias as much as I do. And our little eggplants are coming along. They had a rough start, but they're doing okay now. Some more tomatillos. And then this is a strawberry bed that's over with for now. There's a couple Brussels sprouts surrounding the garlic, which will be probably coming out this weekend. If not, then very early next week. They say the bottom 3 should be dead, and on here there's 1, 2, 3. So that one's ready. Most of them have bottom 3 are dead. So this weekend we'll be picking a lot of garlic. And then we got another volunteer tomato. I don't pick them unless I have a pot to put them in. So they just grow among the other veggies. And our Swiss chard's doing beautifully. More Brussels sprouts. There's some little babies on there. Our one zucchini is doing great. These 2 are struggling. Some more Brussels sprouts with some cabbages. That one cabbage has become a victim, but everything's staying off the other one, so I'm letting it there. We can have that one. And there's our parsleys in pots, and we have lots of herbs in pots here too. Our giant dill flower. This is amazing. And then all of our herbs. And more Brussels sprouts. I talked earlier about why we have so many Brussels sprouts, but they're just everywhere. They're doing well, except these ones that got some fertilizer spilled on them the other day, but I think they'll recover. Our pumpkin plants are doing good. We have a nice looking pie pumpkin over here. Awful white cabbage moths, if that got caught in the video. Our carrots have been obliterated by something. All their tops are gone. So I don't know if we're gonna have carrots. A little bit starting to regrow. You can see here all these tops. It just chewed them all. I don't know what it was. This is some kale that's going to seed because we love kale. More onions. Potatoes, random sunflower growing among the potatoes. As you can see, more Brussels sprouts back there. Our second round of beans are just coming up here. They're only about 6 or 8 inches tall, but they're doing well. We just have to get those violets and clover out of there. Here's our dragon's tongue beans, which are doing really well. We've eaten these a couple times and we really like them. They're beautiful too. But they're a really good bean. They're planted along the fence because I thought they were pole beans, but they're bush beans. Here's some hot wax peppers and some chili peppers. There's lots of little peppers on them. We're just waiting for these guys to turn red. There's some pole beans. Those are just regular green pole beans. And then some green bush beans, which are also doing really well. Let's see here, we got some, we've picked from these a few times too, but there's some little ones there. And some more Brussels sprouts. And cucumbers. Now our cucumbers we had to plant twice because cucumber beetles. But the new plants seem to be coming along quite well. The old ones, though, you can see, just didn't make it. Excuse me. More pole beans. We love green beans. We freeze them. So we have them year round, but we grow a couple different kinds just because we like the different ones. We have lots of hot peppers in buckets. You'll see that as we come up here. This is our corn, glass gem corn. It's about 4 feet tall and doing really well. And then all of our pots of hot peppers. We have lots of jalapeno peppers, which the plants are just loaded. And then these are, this is awful that I don't remember what these are. I think they're Italian frying peppers. That's why I have a map, so I remember what's what. Another pot. This one has some nice big peppers on it too. Those are poblano peppers. This is where our spinach went to seed, and some more kale that's flowered and going to seed. Lettuce. These are all from the spring. We just let them go to seed and then we'll collect and replant in the fall or next spring. These are our bell peppers. They've been really stunted. We've picked a few. As you can see, you know, we're getting peppers, but man, some of these plants are only 6 inches tall. There's some more pots of peppers back there. Also tons of peppers on them. So the bells aren't doing well, but everything else is doing so well. And here's our sweet banana peppers, which are some of my favorites. Some more herbs, some dill and oregano, marjoram, rosemary. Now we're back to the cabbage. So that's everything that we have going on here inside the fence. And as long as we can keep those bugs at bay, we should have a good rest of our season. One more quick addition. I forgot to add this apple tree. It's just loaded with apples. I look at it while I'm gardening and I can't wait to go over there and pick some. We got our first few yesterday. Guessing they're going to be a little tart because we usually don't pick till closer to the end of the month. But it's an early apple, so we should be seeing them by the end of July. And they should be ready to pick. But there's a lot on there, so we're looking forward to that. Just a little update on our lettuce boxes. This one's starting to bolt a little bit. We'll probably cut maybe one more, really thin it out, and then pull it and replant for fall. Our kale is doing amazing. It's not bitter. It tastes great. And it's growing really well. The arugula needs pulled because it's flowered and it's too bitter. And we already pulled out the spinach. So we'll be replanting in there for fall before too long. There's some more Brussels sprouts that are doing well. They're a little crowded, but they're doing okay. We're just gonna walk over here. A few zinnias that are blooming. Go around the greenhouse. And this potato bed looks like the plants are starting to die, so we'll be picking those before too long. We got some sunflowers planted here. We had a lot more, but the birds ate them. These potatoes also look like they're going to be ready to pick here before too long. And we can let them die back for a while, but they're definitely not as lush and full as they were even a week ago. Our pumpkins and gourds are doing great. No idea what that giant weed is. These were planted a little late. I come out here and plant when I run out of room in the fence. So these potatoes are small because they haven't been here for too long, but that's okay. They'll be ready after everything else is done. And the same with the pumpkins. I'm hoping I have my timing right, that we have these pumpkins ready by right around Halloween. Our pie pumpkins that I showed you in the other inside the fence will be ready long before that, but we eat them, so it doesn't matter. And then this is a little zucchini because I've been struggling with my zucchinis. So hopefully this one will produce a little bit for me. But that's everything, and now it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna sign off. I hope you enjoyed my tour.